All right, thank you so much for showing up, guys. Today's going to be a fun time. We're going to go through some interesting stuff here, and we're gonna get started. Great. So a lot of people always ask. They always want to know, hey, Chris, what is TSSG? Who is TSSG? And if you haven't worked with us before, thank you so much for checking this out. TSSG is a company called This System Sells Generators, and that is exactly what we do. That is exactly what we are going to talk about today. And I want to be very clear with everyone. This is not a motivational speaking company. We aren't here to get you rah-rah riled up and go out there and close some units. We're a coaching company that I created to specifically help generator businesses in this industry grow, improve their process, improve their procedures, and hopefully sell more generators. For years, I've felt as if this industry was wildly underserved and that people have constantly been looking for solutions, but nobody out there is making those right solutions. So that's why TSSG, over the last 3.5 years has become known as the #1 coaching company in the industry. We now work with more than 165 dealers all across this great country, and even some dealers in Canada too. So we're doing some cool business internationally as well. So I appreciate the support from anyone. And if anyone wants to know more about TSSG, please head to tssgcoaching.com. If you'd like to talk to us, you can also put your name, say here or me or anything in the chat. Somebody will reach out to you, get in touch with you. We're going to talk more about TSSG in a little bit. So everybody wants to know, what does TSSG stand for? And I always say the same thing. This system sells generators, because that's what people need help with. I'm telling you guys, I go around and I travel to these various different corners of the country, and everyone, every salesperson out there, and God bless them, they're all convinced that they have the best sales process and the best procedure out there. And I got to tell you, there's a long road that people need to go down in this industry before we get to a professional sales process and procedure that customers really want to engage in. And if you guys listen to my podcast, stop blaming the leads. Please give it a chance. Stop blaming the leads. It's available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. What you'll find is that I've never blamed the leads. I was a person who did door-to-door sales for years. And in that, we didn't have a cold lead. We just had a person answering a door. And so you couldn't really take that into account. So really what I do is I think, instead of it being the bad leads, bad power play leads, we get bad leads from Angie's List. We're always getting bad leads. I don't want us to blame the leads. I want us to start examining the process and look at the foundation of the business and look at what we're doing to improve. So the reason why it says this system sells generators is that I do not believe that people sell generators. I do not believe that businesses sell generators. I believe that the right systems, the right processes, the right procedure, and the right digital systems will help you sell more generators. So one of the big things that I talk about in any one of my trainings, if you've been to an FTL event, you know about this. If you've come and done in-person training with us here in Connecticut, you know about this. And if you've worked with me for the last couple of years, you know that I am trying to make the mindset shift for everyone in this industry from a contractor to a specialist. And I'm not being pejorative by using the term contractor. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. What I'm simply saying is that there are levels to every single game out there. And if we are in a position where we look at these customers as if we're selling an in-home service item, that's a item that a contractor would sell and install, then we're missing out on a giant portion of the sales process. And we're missing out on a giant portion of the population who aren't looking to deal with a contractor. Now, when I say a contractor, you guys know what I mean. I mean that truck in the truck, the transactional contractor, the guy who wants to get in there. He wants to write the price on the back of a business card, is worried about maybe selling a couple of extra fixes here in the house and a couple extra upgrades if he can, and put some lights near the pool, put in a new jacuzzi. They want to get a check. They want to get a deposit, and they're trying to get in and out as fast as they can to churn as much work as possible. We all know those guys. Maybe some of you guys are those guys today. And what I want you to strive for is to strive to become more of a consultative specialist, because this is what customers are looking for. Before I said you're selling that in-home service item, I don't really look at backup generators, whether it's air cooled, liquid cooled. I don't look at them as necessarily an in-home service item. I think that sales process is going wrong. And I've always made this equivalency of the difference between selling a car or selling a Winnebago or an RV. Those are two different sales processes. Yeah, they all have four wheels. They all have an engine. They've all got a steering wheel. You have to have a license to drive them. They all have to go to the DMV. Very similar in a lot of respects, but the customer who's buying the two is going to be very different. So when you're selling a car, you can sell to a customer one way, maybe the transactional way. But when you're selling an RV or a boat or a bigger luxury purchase, you have to be that consultative specialist. And to be that consultative specialist, you have to be able to listen and understand that customer. You have to have time to be able to observe and learn more about their situation. You have to be able to actually plan in front of them for their short-term goals and for that long-term relationship you're going to have. And you need to actually be able to build something with them and take action. A contractor is going to tell you, I'll send you a price tomorrow. We'll get you a quote in a couple of days. We'll get back to you with a better idea of what this would be. A consultative specialist is going to be able to have that price, that full plan, and those payment options available on site at the dealer that day. So just know that if today you are not quoting on site and you are not explaining your prices on site and you are not showing payment options on site, you are losing deals to people who are. Facts can show it to you. You'll see it. So what do we want to do? We want to stop selling and start helping the customer. We want to not think like a salesperson where we're out there to sell the generator like a contractor. We're there as a specialist to solve this customer's problem. We have to discover their issue and we have to solve that problem. We don't want to be pitching them a generator and pitching them our services. We want to be planning with them and helping them in the future so that they feel safe with us. This is not something where I want you guys to be fluffy and nice and wonderful with the customer. No, we're here to help them get their shit together. We're here to help them create an emergency backup plan for their family. So I need to be tactical about that. I don't want to make this customer my friend. I need to make them someone who understands I'm a professional here that you're going to have to pay to do a job for you. If you guys make this mindset shift, everything else will change. But the big problem isn't just the mindset shift. It's how do you get that across to the customer? Sure, I could change my mindset right now and I could go into a sale and do the exact same thing I did earlier today and still not close that person at the kitchen table. What it comes down to is important to understand that at a customer's house, you're going to earn trust from that customer through your performance. And I want you guys to get this. I want you to grasp where I'm coming from here. When a customer calls you up and says, can you send someone to my house to give me a quote? They're not already in 100% to buy with your company. They're interviewing your company. And their version of that interview is your salesperson. Your salesperson has to be able to perform in that interview. You have to stop looking at it like it's a sales call and this person needs to be the best salesperson. No, this person needs to be the best overall representation of your business because that customer is not looking for a salesperson to come out. And trust me, if they have the option to pick between salesperson or technician, they would say technician every single time because they want someone who they can respect. They want someone who we know has knowledge, and that's how they look at a technician. So what we have to get is that if we're salespeople, we have to perform above and beyond, and our sales process is that performance because we have to realize there is an expectation gap. When customers want to shop with Generac, when customers want to shop with Briggs & Stratton, when customers want to shop with the big OEM brands out there, they would rather, if they had their availability, shop directly with that brand. You got to be clear here, guys. We're not talking about fixing a faucet. We're not talking about putting in a new light outside the house. we're talking about putting in a 15 to 20, maybe 25, 30 to $40,000 backup generator system in my house. If I could pick a national brand to go with, I would, and so would most of your customers. This is why so many leads come in from the OEM manufacturers, because those customers aren't looking to work with the local guy. They're looking to work with the national proven guy. Think about it. You guys want to fly from here across country. Are you looking for a local brand to fly with? No, you're looking for a national brand to fly with, somebody you can trust. When you go stay in another part of the country, do you look for a local hotel? No, you look for a national brand hotel, someone you can trust, someone you have experience with, someone maybe you've seen commercials for on TV, somebody whose branding you've known about for years. That's why the big brands have so much sway. Where we get caught up is the expectation gap. And that expectation gap is that a customer wants to work with a $1 billion brand. Generac, Briggs & Stratton, Relco, all of these companies, they want to buy a generator from the biggest brand, the best brand, and then a contractor shows up at their house. Now, I'm not saying your process isn't great, but is there a difference between a national brand and a local guy in the customer's head? Yes, there is. And that's where we have the expectation gap. So to close that expectation gap, we have to start by realizing that Generac and Briggs are $1 billion businesses. So who in here has a $1 billion sales process that customer can respect and understand? If it's nobody, that's fine. Because what we want to work on is how to fix that and how to have that customer see that we're a $1 billion brand. So what we're going to do is focus on the TSSG sales structure. This is our 10-step sales structure. A lot of people are aware of this. If you're not, take a second, take a look through and see what we do. We suggest that this set of interactions with the customer is the best way to actually get a customer to understand our sales process, what the generator's worth, and how to get them to buy from us. Now, we already come out with these one-page cheat sheets to help people on sales calls, but now I want to get to what the real meat and potatoes of today's call is, and this is where we're going to talk about mygenplan.com. And how you can use this software in addition to any other software you have in your business to do quoting, generator sizing, project management, and customer management. This software additionally will plug into any of the major FSMs that you use. If you use ServiceTitan, if you use Zuper, if you use Jobber or Housecall Pro, we can take these sales and these leads in the system and plug them into there. So I'm going to show you guys how this works. What we do is we click on mygenplan.com, and that opens up our window here. As you can see on my home screen, it's going to say, hey, Chris, how you doing? You've got 36 leads in the pipeline today. You've got 2 new leads waiting for you in your sales funnel. I can see I've already exceeded my August goals. We set our goals up in here. I can see that my revenue so far for this month, how many proposals I've quoted and how many leads I have. And as a manager, I can see my sales team. I can see how well Gary's selling. And I can click on him and see he's already exceeded all of his goals for the month. And he's been doing great, but he still has some upcoming appointments. I can see that our SDRs have been making phone calls to people, and they might have some overdue tasks for here. We also got a couple of appointments that they set today, and we can check their work by checking on those appointments. But the important part about this is that I can use this as a sales funnel. And as you guys can see here right away, in a small business or in a large business, the first thing I need is knowledge. So I can look here and see, hey, what's in my sales funnel? I can see all my leads that I'm looking at for our current month or for all time. And I could say, okay, what do we have for new leads? I've got 2 new here today. Great. They just came in through PowerPlay. I've got 2 new manual leads that came in. We've already contacted those people once and haven't booked them yet. We got 3 customers who we spoke to and we sent them a MyGen plan. We have another customer who's filled out a mobile MyGen plan. I've got an IHC booked, a bunch of quotes already sent, and then I have the rest of my pipeline here. And if I want to see my cold or dead leads, I can click that button and it'll extend my pipeline and show me those. We have a pretty good snapshot now of everything that's going on inside the business as far as sales is concerned today. And what I want to show you guys how to easily work here is how to take a new lead, bring this all the way through the system so that you can get a quick, easy sale. So as you can see, when I open up the lead, the first thing it's going to show me is their information, where they live, and then it gives me a couple of options. I can call them directly through the app. I can text them directly through the app. I can email them directly through the app. I could also fill out an in-person quote or a remote quote at a second's glance by just clicking on a button. But what we want to see here is that we talked about that 10-step process, right? Now, the cool part about our application is it has the 10-step process built directly into it. And it's telling you right now that you have 2 of the 9 steps completed. In reality, these are step 1 and 2 are together, and we'll show you how that ends up working. And what I can see here is that step 1 and 2 were completed. We got this lead from the Power Play system today. It came in automatically. We then text messaged this customer automatically when it came in and said, hey, thank you for reaching out to us about a standby generator. And now we know that we need to complete the next step in our process with the customer here. We need to do a project manager call. So at this point, what I'm going to do is tell the system, hey, I'm going to accept this lead. And what we're going to do is I'm actually going to grab it for myself as Chris. And I'm going to do a remote quote with this lead. So we'll set and schedule. And then I'm going to call this customer. And when I call the customer, it's going to instantly bring up a script here on the screen that you guys can all see. It goes right to personalization tokens. It knows that my name is Chris. So it's going to say, hey, this is Chris calling from TSSG. I'm calling you back about your request for more help with the generator system.
How do I get to the upstairs?
Since this system knows that it's a Generac lead, it's telling me we got that lead from Generac. That's who we should call. Then it just has some questions I can ask the customer and answer here in the profile. I can click those easy answers. And if I want to put in anything extra, I could just click other and say mother-in-law is the last person who's the decision maker on this. And I could add that in as selection. Now, once I say now I'm going to set that appointment with the customer, I say, great, based upon what you just told us in this questionnaire, the best next step would be to have one of our reps come out. I can see the next available easy appointment for my reps here on the setup. And what I can do if I want to is just click full calendar, and it'll bring up a full calendar to tell me where our next appointments are. And what's good is if I see this person's booked, I can see the town that they're booked in, so I can make sure that I don't, book the next call too far away from there. And booking a call is as simple and easy as clicking a button here. That'll book the call. That'll put it onto his Outlook calendar or his Google calendar. And it's also going to text and email the customer a confirmation of both of those things. At that point, we can put some notes in. Guy was great. Need mother-in-law there for appointment. And we know we were connected. So we just press log call. Boom. Call's logged. And now we talked about our 10-step process. As you can see here, we've now completed step 4. So the project managers had that call, and we can see the results of that call in here. You can also see that we just went through a pre-IHC education emails. So as soon as that call was booked, we saw that this email was sent out, and we saw that this text message was sent out as well. Now, what we would do is simply move on to the next customer and call and book them. But we'll keep walking through this one so you guys can see the next steps. With TSSG, step 6 would be a day before confirmation call. We're going to click here, and we're just going to say start confirmation call. And it's going to tell me, hey, Ozzy, it pulls personalization tokens. This is Chris from TSSG. I'm just giving you a quick call to confirm our appointment with your specialist, Chris Stilwell, on August 20th at 10 a.m. Does that still work for you? If it says yes, that works, that's great. If it says no, then it gives us options to be able to rebook them at the next available times, or again, go back to the full calendar. When we say who's coming to this event, we could say solo mission, or that someone else is going to join us. Who's going to join us? The mother-in-law is going to be there. Did you guys get the confirmation email? Yes, they got it. If no, they didn't, then there's a button here to be able to easily resend that confirmation email to them so they could receive it again. And you could write in any notes. Didn't get email, but will read the resend today. And that appointment was confirmed. I'm going to log that call, and instantly the system updates itself and says step number 6 has been completed. Now, Sure, you guys are saying, okay, Chris, my office can use this. And this would probably help them to keep their calls in a pipeline and know how to text and email the customers. Maybe this might even save them some time. Well, that is a great tool for your office staff. And when I show you guys how minimal the investment into this system is, you're going to say, I've got to put everybody in my team on it. But before we get to the office, before we get to what the office is going to do for the rest of the process, let's go through the meat and potatoes of how easy we've made an in-home consultation. Now, if I'm the salesperson, I'm going to have same access to this exact setup here. And what I'm able to do is see that step number 7 is here. I can click step number 7 and I can see that I got the in-home consultation, but nothing's been filled out yet. So very simply, when I get to that customer's house, I can start a quote. It's really this easy. I get to the customer's house and I push in-person quote. The first thing it's going to do is make sure I confirm the customer is Ozzy. It is, that's great. And now it's going to ask me to run a load calc. I'm going to run a load calculation, and we have our own proprietary load calculation software that can calculate a load for the house that's going to do it the same way that any of the major brands would. You can simply put in the square footage of the home, 1,800 square feet. We could add some appliances really easy. We got a dryer, a microwave, a range, an oven. We got a bathroom heater. I've got a water heater. I've got a dishwasher, a freezer, a refrigerator, and I've got a garage door opener. So we're done. That's easy. And then we can either go in and add cooling if we want to add a 3-ton cooling unit, or we could go in and add heat pumps or any extra heat elements, 5 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt, 15 kilowatt. That stuff's all on here. You're able to add that. And additionally, you can go in and take something like that oven, and you can pick your load management device. We have PSP load management. We have all the available load management in here in our inventory. And what that's going to do is size a generator for you. And along with sizing the generator, it's then going to offer you some options. It's going to say, well, you could go with a 26 kilowatt Briggs package. That's your best match. You'd also could go with a 26 kilowatt next gen package if you'd like to do that. And if you want, you could move up to a couple of the liquid cooled options, which are right here below. So what we'll do is we'll simply pick this one right here. We'll pop this up, and that's going to have a generator for us built right there, right in front of us. It has my generator. It has a service rated transfer switch. It's got a battery. It's got the load management device that we put in on the load calculation. It's got all of our labor and everything included here. Then what we're going to do is just go in and put in our gas runs, 25 feet. Our electrical runs 50 feet. We're going to be doing a trench, a 25-foot trench for gas. And now we just want to grab some photos. And what I can do is I go into my camera, my library, and it'll allow me to pull up easy photos. And we'll just pretend that this photo is the front of the customer's house. So we'll pull up that photo. It's nice and easy. And then what the system asks you for is just to do a quick scope of work. We're going to install a 26 kilowatt generator around the back of the house. And while your guys are planning their job, if they want, they can take all the pictures that they need and insert them here. We ask for pictures of the electrical panel, the panel schedule, the AC condenser badge, electric meter, gas meter, generator placement, transfer switch location, and for a video of the project. And then what this will do is ask you, do you want a discount or to put a deposit down? We don't want to do a discount, but we do want to ask, we want to give them the options for a 50% deposit. Now you might think, okay, Chris, you could build this quote within 2 minutes at the customer's house, but how am I supposed to present it to them so they could see it easily? Well, all you got to do is just press send quote. And what it's going to do is pull up that customer's phone number, and it's going to allow you to email and text that customer. So we'll put in my number here. And basically all it's going to do is say, hey, do you want to text and email that customer the quote? Yeah, I'll text it. Sends it out to the customer. Oh, hey, look at that. I just received it here on my computer. It just told me I sent both. And now it asks me, what do I want to do? Do I want to review the proposal with the customer? I'd like to do that. And it brings up the proposal. Now the proposal is going to be built to your business, and it's telling us it's in presentation mode. And what it says here is that the My Gen Plan is the company, and this will be a picture of the front of that customer's house. It then puts up all your information about your business, and it takes them through the quick sizing report. We performed a full NEC load calculation on your 1,800 square foot house, counting your appliances, heating and cooling, and household circuits, a generator that comfortably carries your home. 26 kilowatt generator is what we recommend. 23 kilowatts, which you need to run the house, and 14 kilowatts is your largest motor. We're going to install that 26 kilowatt generator around the back of the house. Then we could show the package, the generator that you picked, everything that comes along with it, the project total here. And what we show is that if you do a down payment of $76.26, that unlocks some payment options for you. You can do as low as $95 a month. That's at a 9.99 rate for the next 132 months. Or if you guys are looking for a lower interest rate and a lower monthly term, we got a 5.99 for 37 months. That's at $228 a month. And if you guys said, Chris, I don't want any interest, I just want to pay this thing off in full, you guys give us that down payment today, and we'll set you up with a payment of $423 a month until you're paid off. Also, if you guys would like to look at our zero down options, you take that $7,600, keep it in your pocket, spend it on whatever you want. Then what you guys could get set up is payments as low as $190 a month, $457 a month if you just wanted to pay it off in 3 years. And if you wanted to do zero down and just pay it off in 18 months, not ever worry about it again, it's going to be $847 a month. If any of those prices seem reasonable, we can just have you scan this quick code or click this quick link on your own phone, and we can get you signed up for a Synchrony application right now. If that customer wants to sign, we can click here and press review and sign. It's that easy for them to type their name in, agree to this, and they're good to go. If not, and your salesperson is not able to close that customer at the table, we now want to add in a little bit of TSSG magic here and take a little bit of me and put me into your business. And now I want to do a closing questionnaire with your customer. So, or with your salesperson. They're going to click close appointment that they're not going to sign today. And then it's immediately going to ask them a questionnaire about their appointment. What was the outcome? Well, it already said I presented the quote and they didn't sign. Who was at the appointment? Only one decision maker. The customer temperature, they were lukewarm. What got them excited? They liked the a neighborhood referral and the price promo. Did you explain the financing options? Yes. Which way were they leaning? They want financing. What was their main hesitation? Price. They're comparing it with other quotes. Are they getting other quotes? Yes. From who? Maybe Generator Supercenter. We know they're not on the call. What did you do to tell them what happens next? I said our SDR will call them back tomorrow. Do they have any indication of when they do want to move forward? Before storm season. And is there anything we owe to them? Oh, yes. I also said we'd get them a price for a new jacuzzi setup. What's the best time for us to call them tomorrow? She's out of work at 4:30. And is there anything else the SDR should know? Please call and speak to Rebecca. She is Ozzy's wife. She is the decision maker. Save that wrap up. And now our salesperson's done. We got that wrap up. And if I'm a manager, I can go back in here and I could take a look at that appointment. And I could see that, hey, we sent a quote to Ozzy Vassis today. Hey, what happened here? Well, let's see here. We emailed Ozzy. He booked it. Okay. But how did step 7 go? Oh, boom. Here we go. I could take a look. We got the IHC questions. We got the generator proposal step by step. I can go through and see a breakdown of all the wrap up that he did. That's all set here in the wrap up and the SDR briefing. We can see everything. I can see the load calculation. I can see the generator proposal. I could see it all right from this one easy screen here. And I could see that we already have a follow-up task set up for Ozzy for somebody to call them the next day. And if I want to go down and take a look at the answers that they gave to our questions, or if I want to take a look at any of the photos that we took, we can see all that imagery available here on the website. So as you can tell, we're walking right through that 10-step process. We've now gone to step 7, and we know that the in-home consultation is done. So the next day, our SDR is going to come in and they're going to see, hey, step 7 was completed. They're going to click next day quality call, and they're going to start that call. They're going to click the call customer button, and that's going to give them a script. Hey, Ozzy, It's just Chris calling from TSSG. I saw that you had Chris Stilwell out at your house yesterday to try to help you find a solution with the issues that we spoke about. Now, I just wanted to make sure he was able to help you out. How did the call go? We could write in the answers. Loved the presentation. Okay. Oh, perfect. And you guys had a problem. Do you feel like we solved it? Yes, but price was high. Oh, we've heard that before, haven't we? Now, what's stopping you from moving forward? Getting more quotes. Okay. Now, if anything specific we need to change for you guys to feel comfortable moving forward, lower price. And does it make sense to set up another follow-up call with Chris to tighten up any strategies or go any other questions? Yes. Next week, please. On the phone. And perfect. I'll set that appointment up with Chris. We'll get you guys good to go. Nice guy, looking to move forward next week. Needs other quotes. Got all my notes in here, nice and easy. I'm going to select call outcome. Customer wants a follow-up. That's going to create a follow-up, and I can assign that follow-up to Chris. I can say that this is high priority, and I can set this date right here as sometime next week, and we'll have him give him a call around 10 a.m. That should be good for us to go. We're all set, and I logged that call, and now I've completed step number 8. Now you guys are going to think to yourself, Chris, you're making this look really easy. Yes, I am, because it's really easy to do. We built this system to be that easy to use. There's not multiple screens. There's not multiple different things. And by the way, guys, with mygenplan.com, just so you know this, TSSG owns 100% of the intellectual property and 100% of the software here. We're not a dealer for anyone on this. This is 100% our creation. We have been working on this software for about 2 years now, and we're finally able to unveil it to the public in a way that makes it professional, so that we're through our beta tests and it makes sense for you guys to get this wide release. Now, after we've completed the next day call, we want to go to step 9. This is going to be our 2-week follow-up sessions. During this time, we can text the customer if we need to. That communication will go into here. We could email the customer through this system if we need to. That communication will go into here. And additionally, that customer is going to be able to be seen in the pipeline. As you guys can see the pipeline down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We see the quote sent. We're not signed yet. And right now, this customer is in 7-day follow-up. Okay. So now what we're going to do is say, hey, we did 2-week follow-up. Let's log a follow-up call. Oh, I don't have my email connected. Sorry, but that would take me to an email. I'd be able to send my email. And then finally, I could go to step 10, which is leadership call. I'll start that call. Takes me right to my leadership call. I can click here to call the customer. Hey, Ozzy, this is Chris. I'm one of the owners at TSSG. I know you had one of my guys out recently to help you with the standby generator project, and I wanted to reach out to you personally. I saw you called us because you had a problem you were trying to solve. And from what I understand, you guys didn't end up moving forward. So I just wanted to make sure I understand where we missed the mark. That's a great way to save a sale. And then a customer will tell you pricing was too high. And then you can say, I understand, but did the solution make sense to you guys? Yes. Loved the process, and the generator can't afford. Okay, great. And then you could do what you do as an owner and hopefully talk that person, talk to them about a budget, willing to try Synchrony app. You know, who's the best salesperson in your business? Better be the owner. And then you could put any notes, wants to move forward, do a $500 discount and sign them up. Great. We'll select a call outcome. That customer is still deciding, but they need more time, and we'll log that call. Boom, that's in there. Step number 10 is done. We've done as much as we can with that customer. If I go back into here and I look at my sales funnel, I can look at any time now, and I can see, move this over, and I could go to 7-day follow-ups completed and see that everything's been done. We want to take Ozzy. We want to move him over. I'll go down here. I'll say, we're in our pipeline. Let's put him into, let's put him into 7-day follow-up completed. And that's all set, taken care of. We got another step in there that's been completed for him. So as we can tell, we've got that 10-step process laid out right in front of us here on the screen that we can follow. And we can get that customer a quote directly on site, instantly present it to them with no problems. You guys saw how easy it was to go and build a quote. If you don't need to run a load calc, you can just skip the sizer. You can go down, pick which generator would be best, an 18 kilowatt next gen. That's the best generator. It comes up here. We're going to switch this to a service rated transfer switch. We're going to add actually a couple of accessories. We need a surge protector on there. So we'll set that up. We'll also go in and we'll add in a custom line item. And we're going to say custom line item is going to be, I don't know, custom service, maybe lawn care. I call up a guy and get a quote. We'll say that the price is going to be $2,200 and it's going to go in here as custom. Boom, there we go. And we'll add that item in. That's on here now. We could put in our electrical runs, our gas runs, our trenching, our photos. We could put in our quick scope of work. It already comes up with my deposit. I say 50%. I want to put in a discount of $500. And then there we go. I can create a signing link and text it to the customer, or I could press send a quote and I can easily put in the right phone number. Sorry, I want to send this to my number, not a random person. Put in my phone number and I could easily, again, send out to a customer. That's how easy it is, folks, to quote in a customer's house with this software. Now, of course, I can present it again, or if they say they didn't sign, it comes up with my questionnaire. It's that easy. Now, I know that this looks really cool and that this takes care of the process for your office. And I know it takes care of the process for the people in the field as well. But there's another part of My Gen Plan that everybody always asks us about. And they say, Chris, why is it called mygenplan.com? Well, the reason why it's called mygenplan.com is because this links up to our website. And that website, as you can tell, is called mygenplan.com. Now, mygenplan.com is where your customers are able to go, and they're able to actually fill out a quote themselves that's going to get populated into that My Gen Plan system. And I'll take the next couple minutes to show you guys how it works. A customer, now, if you're signed up with us, you're going to have your own specific link that you're going to be able to text and email the customers to get them to fill out a mygenplan.com that has your information, your photos, your video. It's all you. When you use mygenplan.com as a normal customer, like I'm going to do right now, we could just go in and we could pick a state. Now I'll pick Connecticut because I'm pretty sure if I pick Connecticut, it would put it through for TSSG. And I'll put in a zip code here. And I'll say continue to My Gen Plan. Now, the first thing My Gen Plan is going to say is, hey, Chris, you're not on your phone. You need to send My Gen Plan to your phone. But for these purposes, I'll show it to you guys on here. So you can tell it tells me, hey, you're going to be working with Dr. Generator in Connecticut. And now please use your phone to fill all this information out. I'm going to tell them, now this is a customer filling this out. This is Chris playing a customer here, just a random person who wants to buy a generator. Okay, I'll give them my information, my address. I'll give them my phone number. I'll tell them my email. And then I'll agree, yes, they can save my information. Now I'm going to answer a couple quick questions. We recently had a power outage. I saw some news about future power outages. That's why I've been looking into a generator. Why are you interested in, where are you in the buying process? And I'll like you guys to know, 75% of the people that answer My Gen Plan say they want to buy a generator as soon as possible. Press continue. Is there any additional approval needed? Yeah, I'd have to have my wife approve this too. Okay, great. How many people are we planning this generator for? We'll say 4. What's the approximate square footage of the home? We'll say 1,500 square feet. Which kitchen appliances are currently powered by electricity? We'll say a refrigerator, a freezer, a dishwasher, a microwave, a stove, a garbage disposal. Okay, those are kitchen. Which HVAC appliances? Oh, I have a water heater, I have a forced air furnace, and I have an AC unit. Okay. Which other appliances? Oh, I've got a sump pump, an EV charger, and a security system. Okay. And is there anything else we missed? Yes. What did we miss? You missed my fish tank. I got a big fish tank. Okay, great. Fish tank's good. Is there currently gas available at your home? Yeah, we have natural gas. Okay. Which appliances are natural gas? I got a range and I got a gas dryer. Okay. And now you need your phone for this portion. And it's saying, hey, do us a favor, take your phone out, And what you want to do is you want to text this to yourself and use it on the phone. There should be a button here that allows you to text it to yourself. I'm not sure why it's there. Phone required. Yep, we'll get a button there, though. There should be a button there that sends this to your phone. And if you need to continue to do it here on the computer, what we do is just go take your pictures. And now, guys, what we do is make this easy for you. We show the customer exactly what picture they need to take, and then we allow them to be able to take that picture, right? So here we go. They should take a picture of their electrical panel. We'll say take a photo, and I can grab any random picture. I upload that picture immediately, and I can say continue. Now it wants a clear photo of the breakers inside the panel. I'll choose another photo here, and it uploads ASAP, and then what we go in is say continue. And this is going to go through about 15 to 20 different things that it wants from the customer. It wants pictures of their AC badge. It wants pictures of their electrical. It wants pictures of their home. And you guys are probably thinking to yourself, Chris, well, people aren't going to take all the time to fill this out. This takes 15 minutes to fill out. It's extremely easy. We get hundreds of these a week filled out, and we have an abandon rate right now of 1 in 8. So 7 out of 8 customers who start this process finish this process. And I'm going to show you guys now, when a customer finishes this process, how this turns into a completed MyGen plan for you that you're able to quote without even going to their house. So what we'll do is we'll head back to the MyGen plan software. We'll head back into our sales funnel. And what we're going to look for is something like this that says MyGen plan complete here. Now, when I click on a MyGen plan complete, what it's going to show me, of course, is all of my information here about Hayden. But it's also going to, down here at the bottom, give me all of the information Hayden gave us. As you can tell, he said he recently had a power outage. He also said he wants to purchase ASAP. This is a real one, guys. This is not like fake for this. This is another real one. He wants to purchase ASAP. He currently has a portable generator. 2 people live in the home, 3,800 square feet, natural gas, Wi-Fi, refrigerator, all that good stuff. We can also see all the pictures that Hayden took. Look how good of pictures Hayden took. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Your customers are going to take better pictures than your employees take. These are the best pictures. Take a picture of the front of the house, pictures of the side of the house. So you can see where everything would go. He's got a picture of the electrical panel here, picture of the electrical panel close up, picture of the meter, picture of the gas meter, picture of that close up, picture of the air conditioning badge, the area where he's looking for the generator to go. It doesn't seem too reasonable, but maybe we're going to cut some stuff back. And now we understand more about the house, right? So we have that information in here. And then really what we can do, and this is very easy to do in here, is I can go in right now and say to Hayden, I want to create a remote quote. I'm going to run a load calculation, and it's going to let me put in all that information. If I didn't remember it, it comes up here on the side. It's 3,800 square feet, natural gas. So we'll do 3,800 square feet, natural gas. And I can go through and pick all his appliances, pick all the stuff that he said he needs, and we can put that all in here. We get a load calc for Hayden. We can grab his generator here. We can even call him to present his proposal to him right through here. And we can easily send it to him right through a text message, right through an email, and move him right through our sales system. And if he says yes, then we can sign him up. So far, just today alone in Indiana, we've closed 8 sales between 2 of our different dealers. And I'm sure there's been more in the meantime from then. But so far, I had 2 different dealers tell me they had 4 each without even leaving the office. And that is all that we offer with the MyGen Plan software. So it allows you to call your customers, text your customers, email them, in-person quotes, remote quotes. It keeps all your communication here. It takes them through our entire 10-step process by allowing you simply to click on there and then open up the different steps to go through them. It tracks who on your team completed the different steps. It allows you to email, text customers, set that up. And the setup process of all this is extremely simple. Inside our settings here, there is a guided price book setup. There is a guided setup for your financing. You can edit any of the easy options in here. You can even edit your goals and your automations, and you can update your emails. And the price book is extremely easy to use and has all your prices and your packages built in here. And of course, since it's our software at TSSG, we can help you guys get set up with it. Now, at this point, what I'd like to do is just take everybody back to our presentation here and kind of take you through what some of the pricing is and what some of the features of mygenplan.com are. So I'm going to share this tab here. So that's my Gen Plan, and we can go through the cost breakdown. So I don't know why I did that. Let me redo this screen. There we go. I'll slideshow this again. Okay, well, that's how we're going to get it right now. Okay, so the cost breakdown for my Gen Plan is very simple. A base system on this, $299 a month. That includes one user. So if you're a single owner operator, you're at $299 a month. If you want to add any extra seats, it's $99 per additional user. We do have a small startup fee for this software, but when you contact me and say you're looking to move forward, I'll be able to give you guys a very aggressive price to get this started. We're looking to get as many more customers on this as we can right now. So extra seats are $99 a user. Now, the additional caveat is this is very inexpensive to pay for monthly, but every time a customer sends you a completed My Gen Plan, so you don't have to drive to their house, you're able to complete it in person and then sell it to them, you pay us $5 for that. So you guys are looking at probably between $300 and $500 a month, maybe $600-700 if you have more employees, and then you're paying us $5 every time someone fills out a My Gen Plan. Try to be pretty reasonable about it. Now, the real breakdown on total costs is you guys are probably saying to yourself, well, Chris, we saw that this could take automatic leads and put automatic leads in there. Yes. The cool part about mygenplan.com is it will also take automatic leads through a lead bot that can accept leads from any of the major OEM companies, can accept leads from Angie's List, and can take leads in from any other software that you use. And we can put those leads directly into the system, directly email, directly text the customers. It's complete step 1 and 2 and 3 of the TSSG sales process before you even know it. The cool part about that is if you want to add the lead bot, it's an extra $99 per month and an extra $5 every time we grab a lead. But again, you'll never have to grab a lead again, and you'll never have to type a person's information into the system. We will put that information in there automatically for you. If you're at all interested in this service and you think it's something cool that might be able to help your business out, please contact us at tssgdigital.com, or you can head to tssgcoaching.com. Just fill out a quick contact us form. Also, you guys could call, text, email, me, Corey, anybody else. There's also info at tssgcoaching.com, Chris at tssgcoaching.com. However you guys want to reach out to us, we'd love to talk to you. But the whole point of this software and the whole point of this presentation was to show you guys that to create that professionalism, to be able to bridge that gap for that customer, to be able to have that $1 billion process, you also have to be able to have that $1 billion software. So thank you very much for attending the session. I appreciate you guys very much. If anybody has any questions or concerns, please hit us up separately offline, and we'll be able to help you like this. And once again, with TSSG, there's always big things to come. Thanks.